Welcome to Joe Kakaka. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And today we're talking about Joe Jolian, Chapter 89.
89?
Is that like a joke?
Yes.
Is that a Joe joke?
It's a Jolian joke.
Isn't it really fucking funny that the elder doctor is also 89 years old?
He only said it once.
Yeah, something...
Rocky contained himself.
Only very astute JoJo readers would notice that they've only mentioned this detail once, that the head doctor is 89 years old.
Yes. So, yes, as 89, Chapter 89, Dangerous Pursuit.
I think you meant Notorious Chase.
Notorious Pursuit. So, first, there's some overall thoughts. This is like the ultimate no-context JoJo chapter.
Yes,
of just weird shit just happening and non-explained shit just happening.
Yeah, when it panned up and they're in the tree, I was just like, what the sure.
Fuck? I was like, there's no explanation. Like,
sure.
Like, which one of these powers can actually get this car into that tree?
It has to be Mamazuku.
But like, I don't think that's how Doggy Style works. We haven't seen Doggy Style enough.
Okay, here's my fan theory.
Mamazuku.
So Mamazuku, we met him.
He exists to get pain inflicted on him. Pretty
much. So remember when we met Mamazuku, he lived on top of like ski lifts.
Yeah.
So I think he's just at home above ground on trees. But it
works like I can understand working like a zip line going up and down, or grappling hook like going up and down. But like getting a car, how strong is this stand's like rope thing to get the car all the way up there?
I'm sure he could do it. It's a stand.
Don't worry about it.
He uses pulleys.
Or just ultimate took away its gravity and like...
There we go. The ability that we haven't seen for 3 years.
Plunder.
So yes. The first thing we see in this chapter, which I think is really interesting, is we kind of get what I'm assuming is going to be like the principal characters.
The major players of...
So it's Joben,
yes.
Josuke, Gappy... Oh, sorry, Gappy's Josuke. Sorry, I'll start again. Joben, Tsurugi, Yasuo, Mitsuba, Mamazuku, and Norisuke.
If it's true, I'm so happy to see Mitsuba there. She's so good.
I think Mitsuba became like a fan favorite.
She is like one of my...
Instantly.
She is like my favorite.
She's so good.
I love her stand. That's probably more so why. Just kind of like how Spice Girl with me, where I really like the stand, but I also love the designs of ridiculous like stuff, like either multiplication or like arithmetic symbols or just arrows on her, which is Mitsuba.
Just basic symbol.
And the weird nose.
Oh yes, also her delicious nose
that Joven likes to
Miss Cherry herself. Oh, and also sort of framing around all of these is the titular. Well, not titular. The 89-year-old man himself, the head doctor of TG University.
Yes, and then this is also get like just a weird cut of like the town, like the police sirens, which goes into later. But you also get like the Hishikata state where you get the weather, which you kind of get.
There was really good foreshadowing in this.
Well, yeah, there is though. Yeah, the rain is zoomed in on the umbrella and the rain.
Okay, so this I know as like. A normal, like, small-brain JoJo reader would say, oh, look, this is foreshadowing for the upcoming stand fight where rain will be used as a weapon. But me, the big-brain JoJo bro, he looks at this and he says, okay, it tells us that it rains at noon. Yes. And then it starts raining after Mamazuku says there's 48 hours to harvest.
Yes.
So this confirms my idea that the harvest time will be around noon.
Okay.
Okay, so before we jump into things, I used this, there's a couple, like, little, details that are dropped in this chapter. Tomorrow, quote-unquote, tomorrow from today, in the chapter, is the 21st, so today's the 20th.
Okay.
The other big detail that I noticed is, so Mamazuku says, 48 hours is how much time we have left.
Yeah.
So, with that knowledge... based on the last time that we saw Josuke and Mamazuku was when they were at TG University when he killed the guy by accident, but not really.
Well, the guy just walked over with his neck snapped, and they basically got into the Lambo and left.
And that was literally 3 days ago. So they have been hiding in this tree for several days.
my favorite thing when it cuts to Norisuke or wherever
Norisuke.
I don't care. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm tired.
No.
Yes. And he's just looking at a newspaper, which I think it's the first time he has his glasses on.
I loved his glasses. He looks like such a dad here.
But I just love
his tiny glasses.
This man in like sailor suit, like wanted for like for like injury at the hospital.
Yeah.
It didn't say death in like the thing. It just said injury resulting in death, which. But still, you're just like, where the hell is Josuke? If anybody's seen Josuke, no one gives a shit.
Yeah. That is hilarious. It is really funny too, because like reading this chapter, the first characters we see are the three that we saw in the flash forward when Norisuke's body is discovered dead. So I think this was kind of Araki having a little bit of fun, saying like, "Oh my god, look, we're at the part where he dies," and they're like, "Oh, actually, he's still alive."
But also, like, we also get the the news report of Ojiro and the other lady, but she drew her looking like she had like 20 necks in the art.
Well, yeah, that's how she looks.
I know, but like even more necks.
Okay, so another important detail I want to say. So based on looking through my timeline that I've created for JoJolion, every time Rocky gives us a little thing, the events of last chapter, so where Ojiro and what's her name, Makorin died, they died a day ago.
Yes.
So a full day about has passed since then.
Yes.
So yeah, that's currently where we are. We're a day after that, like 3 or 4 days after the last time we saw Gappy.
Yeah.
So it's just whenever this happens, I'm always just like, damn, what the fuck happened in that interim? Like, what important details did we miss that we might get shown later?
Yeah. Then we also cut to them in the car. So
okay, I really like this detail. So
Planet Praiser can literally just glue himself back together.
So no, Planet Praiser is fixing
his legs.
He's fixing his clothing.
No, he's fixing his. He's also fixing his. He probably fixed his legs. His legs got like.
To me, it looks like he's fixing his clothing because remember in the one chapter he got the last time that he got bumped into, it like ripped his legs in half.
His legs became noodles.
So now he's like using glue.
But you see in the one shot of him, just like him just doing this weird like lounging in his car shot, is like it looks like his like legs are sewn together like.
They kind of do.
That looks like more of like sewing your leg back on in the.
Maybe his clothing is his body.
Probably. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Look
so,
how form fitting.
When he unraveled himself in like the Urban Gorilla stuff, his clothes went with it. So I guess just whatever's attached to him, and his clothes are basically skin tight anyway.
For JoJo, this is like the least surprising detail of the development.
For you can see his abs, even though he's wearing a suit and tie underneath his onesie.
Okay, so here's another thing that I want to bring up that has kind of bugged me. So he didn't lose his fingers, did he? Look at his hands. So I went back and checked.
He does have his fingers there.
I went back and checked in the
hospital. He does.
First chapter of the first chapter of the TG University Hospital ever. He says, because remember he goes up to the doctor's front desk and is like, "Hey, my left hand is hurt," and he shows his like left hand.
Maybe he was still recovering because he still had to pull himself together. So maybe he was 100% healed and still had the fingers now.
But like okay, so we look at him here. So he's on gluing because Gappy's holding the soft drink and the snack, and we see that he has fingers on his left hand. So I don't know if that's him tricking people or not. Mm-hmm. Or did he use his ability? Does he have like healing properties of his ability?
I mean, I saw one comment like, and it was like he just like the reverse Josuke, where he's like he can't heal anyone else. He can only heal himself. So he just exists to get pain on him and heal only himself. He's there to show off the enemy stand and get destroyed from it. Yeah. Or just be a distraction from this enemy stand.
That kind of does make sense because we do see him get fucked up a lot. Okay, another thing I want to say. People all over the internet, I kept seeing people comment on last chapter. They were like, "What was the point of bringing back Ojiro? He just died instantly."
Because he doesn't want to bring new characters in, like, and keep introducing like new rock people or just new random one-off characters. Like, it's kind of cool. It's one of the cool things in JoJo is seeing characters you've seen again come back.
So yeah, I agree. I think that is a good reason. I think also
even with villains like Whole Horse, how it's cool to see him back because he's so like he's like a fan favorite,
and it's fun because it feels like a universe. But like the other thing is like in this chapter we see like a direct result of that. Like in the news, Josuke himself even says it's really weird that I'm recognizing all these people. Like, so it's not like it was just like a one-off, like, we're just trying to tie up loose ends. Like, this is part of the plot of JoJolion.
These characters that we know are coming out of the woods, basically now becoming part. Like, Ojiro came back, and like even Jobin makes it like people are coming in out of nowhere now. Yeah. We need. He didn't know Jobin either, so that's the thing. Like, he knew Gappy, but he didn't know Jobin or anyone else. And he's just interesting. It's just interesting because he ties into Kira and like all that stuff. And
yeah, it's really, I think there's a lot to be said about Ojiro's re-inclusion in JoJolion, how like he not only gets Josuke kind of refocused, he also like gets Josuke like, sorry, not Josuke, he gets Jobin refocused. He gets Jobin like cautious about everything. Yeah, because before Jobin seemed kind of like, he seemed standoffish, but he was only really worried about like gappy.
Yeah.
But now for him, it's like he needs to act quickly.
Like people I know and people I don't know are coming out after this.
Yeah.
So I have to be cautious.
It's created. I think that his inclusion in his death and Makarin's death has created this like real sense of urgency for several characters.
And yeah, now Mitsuba, someone in the PTA has died. Someone who's close to who's anti-Tsurugi is gonna a giant white flag is gonna come up.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be interesting to see. I'm still betting on that PTA showdown of Mitsuba versus like the entire PTA.
I really want more of the PTA members to come back. That was hilarious.
So yeah, they get them discussing the head doctor's stand. If you pursue, he'll knock stuff. His attacks will knock into you.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting how they phrase it, and I guess it's one of those things where like visually it makes a lot of sense, but trying to explain it is a little
weird.
tricky.
Yeah, because you get stuff coming out of nowhere to hitting you, but like, you get the guy with his neck just already broken coming in, and it's just some of the weird things.
Yeah, that one's so weird because it feels like that scene reminds me so much of Love Train and Stillwell Run.
Yeah,
when like Funny Valentine was redirecting the bad luck, and like people would attack him, but it would divert and hurt other people and kill other people.
I get a feeling this is like a stand is more so like, makes you unlucky more so than it feels like it just makes stuff crash into you, but then you get that stuff crashing into you in this part more so than that.
I hate to be that guy, but this literally could be the corpse parts. Like,
this
could be Jesus.
I thought you were going to say, like, the aged-up Funny Valentine from a different universe.
No, not funny, no. It could literally be aged-up Johnny, though.
I don't think... It's not going to be aged-up Johnny. He got crushed by a boulder.
He got crushed by a boulder, but,
like... a rock band.
That's, like, super suspicious.
I mean, he is wearing a scarf covering up his neck. Showed a tattoo. Who knows?
I don't know. I think that there's some pretty interesting connections to Love Train in this, and when I think of Love Train, I think of the corpse parts.
Yeah,
and Jesus Christ himself.
I mean, the corpse parts are back.
Yes,
somewhere we don't know.
I think it's like the fan theories that they're in Japan. If they might be in Morio. They might be buried. In Morio,
or maybe they're in Tsurugi.
All right, let's go on a little further. So this hilarious scene of. This is hilarious to me how there's this tree pruner that comes and he's about to like
he knows him.
Clean up the tree, and he recognizes Mamazuku and he calls him Mamazuku-san, so he refers to him with like extreme amount of respect.
But he's also used to this shit with him, so he just doesn't bat an eye. Like, oh hey, how you doing? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go off. I'll fuck off. It's
like,
fine.
What kind of life and what kind of connections does Mamazuku have?
They got a Lamborghini in a tree.
Well, we know that he got the Lamborghini. I was gonna say we know the Lamborghini's Josuke's.
Yeah, but he somehow got into a tree. Unknowingly got to a tree. We don't know how.
I'm sure he just lifted it, Sam.
That's your question. What's your fan theory of who got the tree? Did he take the gravity away? Did
no.
Planet Praiser lift it up?
I'm pretty sure Planet Praiser just used doggy style to lift it up with his strings.
Something just made a pile of bubbles that he just like raised it up underneath.
I mean, that tracks.
Everything tracks. This Ultimate can do whatever it wants.
Kinda.
He can make whatever. So, yeah.
Also, he does give them food, which I do appreciate that detail as... So not only we get the little detail that Planet Praiser has been going to like the convenience store alone, but also they are getting food, so we can like assume that they have been here for days.
Also, the tree guy brings the peaches to him.
Yeah,
we're like, okay, it adds up because he's a Planet Praiser fruit man. So yeah, then we get like
this chapter really is pretty. Like brief.
They're setting up a lot of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot, and like as you can tell, like I poured over all the little details that Rocky eked through, but
they in the newspaper they find out that they're having like a lecture at the hospital.
Yes.
And
it's a lecture for medicine with restorative. What is it? A lecture on regenerative medicine.
Yes.
Which sounds a little familiar.
Could be some fruit or something.
Like a Zenzu bean.
Dr. Wu was gonna do the lecture, but he went missing. He got tossed into the garbage.
And covered in glue.
But yeah, so they say... So it basically says he wants to see his face more than anything, like... The Planet Praiser is determined to see his face.
He's so fixated on just seeing... He doesn't even, like... He's completely ignoring how do we fight this guy. He's like, I just want to see him.
He's not gonna have a face. At all.
He's gonna be alternate reality, or what's it called? Steel Ball Run Universe, Joseph Joestar. Yeah. That's the fun fan theory that everyone has.
It's not. Alright, yeah, so... I'm sorry, just a freaking, like... I had no time to take notes because of work. It came out, like, on my break. So I didn't have any chance for notes. It sucks.
That's not an excuse.
It is an excuse.
So basically, yeah. You kind of... I mean, that's really, like, the last big plot development of the chapter, besides... The big thing is...
Pretty much after he says, I want to see his face, and that's when that, you know...
Well, Gappy says, okay, let's go. And then he unlocks... Or he opens the door.
Wait, he says, we're going to a meeting. We're not pursuing him. We're just going to like a lecture kind of thing.
Oh, fuck. Do you think that it's like a... Like it's a Born This Way style stand?
That's a theory. It's like... Well, doesn't he say it? Like, when the stand shows up...
Yeah, because Gappy... So...
He said there's like... Because he said... After us now, it appeared when we, you know, at a certain point, something triggers it. Saying something triggered it to come back.
Yeah, the characters assume that saying that you're going after it triggers it, but we see Gappy say, okay, let's go, and then he opens the door, and then it appears behind him.
Well, yeah.
Last time we saw a stand like that was Born This Way, which activated when doors were open. Or actually, not just doors, anything is open.
It's not Born This Way, though. But
it could, well, I'm just saying, what if it applies by the same rules?
He said we have 48 hours, so he also said something about... I kind of want to go back of the first time we see it and see what they said, like...
Well, if you remember, they opened a door to go to the emergency stairwell.
It works like Born This Way, just kind of weird. But yes, they get aura out of it finally. Feels like forever.
And I'm pretty sure that it's Soft and Wet that says the auras, right?
Yeah.
Which I think
he
is funny.
does. I'm not sure.
Because
I mean, Gappy
changes.
Gappy himself has said aura before when he does CQC.
I like when it's just single aura. That's my favorite one. Yeah, I think Jolene does that once.
At one point, I think he fight one of the twins, and he just goes like punches him in the face once, goes aura. I was like, I love that. But yeah, when you show him like punching the stand, it doesn't like look to have like, any effect. It just looks like he's completely fine. It doesn't show the impact of like usual punches have.
So okay, I'm gonna just let's finish before I go into my rampant speculation. Because there really isn't too much that happens after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, they both jump out of the tree. We see the cops pull up.
Also,
they're like, "Hey, those are the guys we're looking for."
Mamazuki's arm is just completely like unraveled.
Yeah, I thought that was strange that his arm was unraveled at that point.
I think he's safely get himself out of the tree. Yeah, he showed them in the panel before he latched onto a branch to get himself, but then he's coming back together. It just like it seems like it takes time to wrap himself back up.
Yeah,
it just like it's a slightly better version than Mountain Tim.
Slightly better.
Better.
Okay, so on the scale of like string stands, Mountain Tim is the worst.
Yes.
Mamazuku next, and then Jolene is the best.
Yes.
Jolene just has like the most OP string stand.
I mean, there is like just like the stands in Part 8 are just like its own. It's crazy. There's so much to Part 8 stands.
So yeah, as I said, like the cops show up.
Yeah, because they're running into them, but also it starts raining. And then the
rain is fucking them up.
It's like bullets, but Gappy's fine. Only the Planet Predator needs to get hit to show you that these raindrops are dangerous.
Well, no, Gappy gets hurt really bad too. Gappy gets hit like in the fucking temple.
Who's had Mamazuki?
Mamazuka's finger, his pinky gets destroyed, but Gappy gets hurt, like hit like right above the eyebrow. It's pretty bad. But then Gappy uses Soft and Wet, which appears to only just be bubbles now. Like it just creates like a bubble shield.
I mean, that's what it means. These are for defense.
And then we have the hilarious scene where the one cop is like calling in. He's like, "All right, we found the two suspects," and then Gappy and the Planet Predator just jump into the backseat to avoid the rain.
Now these cops are in it with it, but you can see like the dents in like the car. If you notice, he does get shot in like the head. All right.
So okay, here's my impression. Like we're seeing little like ticks, like little sound effects of the car, but I think that the stand only hurts things that hit the target. So like these raindrops aren't destroying the ceiling of the cop car.
They're just denting it.
Yeah, but when they hit like the Planet Predator, it literally pierced his body. So I think that the stand is able to pull in things and make them knock you, but only you are the one that takes the damage.
Also, when Gappy makes, I know he can make bubbles, like huge bubbles like that, but they were all just a bunch of small ones, but he makes like giant freaking bubbles.
And then it ends. The chapter kind of abruptly ends.
People said the chapter is a couple pages shorter than the last one was.
We get the little tagline at the end. Is there nothing they can do?
Probably.
Which I assume, they're just gonna die. Like they're
Yasha's gonna beat up Toru and his stand's gonna go away. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, here's my epic fan theory that I wanted to posit. So the ability of the stand reminds me so much of the Chariot Requiem stand from the end of Part 5, where it is a stand that like is okay, so that has like a weird element where it's like a physical manifestation in front of you, but with this it's like the stand is always behind you. Whenever you turn around, it goes away.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't actually, that one didn't attack him, but the other one had the blades, like, on it.
Yeah.
So it does something.
So my fan theory is that Mamazuku Rai, the planet praiser, is going to sacrifice himself a la Bruno.
Again?
He's gonna sacrifice his body so that he can like attack the stand.
He already did it with Ozone Baby, though.
Yeah, because he's the fall guy.
he's leaving the show damage. But
so that's my fan theory.
But it also ends with him saying, "You don't think Yasho is pursuing the head doctor right now, do you?" So I'm guessing the next chapter is going to cut to her, and it's going to be Toru like revealing everything to her.
So yeah, it's either next chapter will be Yasuo doing it, or I think the next chapter will be them in the jail. I think they'll just be taken to jail.
I think
they're in the cop car.
The car is being dented by rain. Like, what the?
It's not being dented though.
And literally, Gabby's is gonna aura him through the fucking car.
If you look at no, but think of the safest place for them right now.
Prison.
Literally. In their
I think the Fresh Prince scene with the jail cell just cut and closes in their faces.
Mamazuku and Josei.
And the nurse comes up like Uncle Phil, like, let the boys out.
If you don't let those boys out, I'm gonna sit down. All right,
we turn to that Fresh Prince episode.
We can't keep talking about Fresh Prince.
We can always talk about Fresh Prince. But Fresh Prince of Morio.
And it's Josuke because he's a foreigner. Well, not really. Whatever.
He's from in the earth. He's from in the earth.
Yes. Okay, so but if you think about it, like from their point of view, they don't want to leave the car while it's raining. So unless they can commandeer this cop car and get somewhere under the rain.
It's supposed to rain for like at least 3 to 4 hours from like the news report.
It's supposed to rain like all night, and it's supposed to get heavy too. Like right now, it's we're in the time period where it only has half umbrella, and I think it's. Hold on, I'm going back. Later on, it's supposed to be like full umbrella, if not even more.
My money's is like them in the cop car. They're going to like throw the cops out and stay in the car.
Maybe. Yeah, so we see it starts out half umbrella, but then it gets like hyper umbrella. Until 3 p.m. It also says it's 20 degrees.
Well, I don't know.
Do we know what time of year this takes place in?
No.
Because
probably.
We are given the date that it is the 20th. So I know that's what I want to know. I'm so obsessed with knowing everything about JoJolion.
The newspapers were right there, so who knows?
Because we have like pretty like other parts of JoJo, we have like pretty specific dates on when they happen.
It's nice enough that they were in the pool. The pool was open in the Ojiro. So I'm guessing it's summer, sometime in the summer. Okay. Yeah, and I guess probably I would say
summer
August.
Or spring. Maybe
I would say August because I don't know.
That makes sense. The whole idea of like, I'm trying to think. Did the fruit orchard were they bearing fruit? Because then maybe it is like late summer then.
I think stuff was still growing. I want to say summer. Yeah, summer is my bet. You can quote Jim.
We'll never know.
At Jim.
Super fans, type in what month it is.
Or your guess of the month.
Which month is JoJo?
But yeah, my prediction for the next chapter is I think it's like
Gabby dies.
Cut the Yasho dealing with Toru. Toru is creepy and like really ominous, and then we'll get some kind of reveal with him and Yasho, or he'll reveal his standards after them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
So, yeah, the big thing with Toru is, I think initially, at least I was thinking that the stand that we're seeing here was Toru's stand.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But it just seems so like the head doctor doesn't seem like a real person. It's hard for me to believe that he's a real person.
Well, it could be. I understand that, but he's supposed to be doing this lecture too. And
that's true.
But I'm thinking
that's along with this Chariot Requiem thing where they were trying to like follow him and they couldn't. I think that's also what made me think of Chariot Requiem.
But people think it's just like it's gonna be like the head doctor's also like a part of his stand, and like it's kind of like how Ozone Baby was the house,
little White House.
Yeah, and then it had like a visual like
it had a punch ghost.
Yeah, it had a punch ghost, but it was like way more ghost than punch. So I'm thinking it might be like that, but there's something to the head doctor that he might have like he has some weird like warping power, because they're also saying he's got the different areas like, very quick.
Yeah, they kept remarking and several no one sees times his face. That he was moving very fast for someone his age.
And like when they asked like the receptionist and everything, like, have you seen his face before? Like, no, I don't think I have. Like that kind of thing.
The weirdest thing to me is the receptionist seemed to be like, oh yeah, there he is. Like he just
I know him, but
nonchalant and like.
Or kind of maybe had a thing where like people like you know him, you'll see him, but like you never will see his face. Something's like the microphone's gonna cover his face up, or something stupid's gonna happen as you end up going to the lecture. The lecture is gonna happen after the head doctor thing will end at. And I think Yasha's will be dealing with Toru, which they're saying that attacking them.
Yeah.
Because we have to.
I want to see more Yasuo. I love Yasuo.
We get this whole hospital stuff done before we get back to like the Jobin focus on against them, and the Mitsuba stuff, and it's so much stuff, and we still have to get to the first thing we saw from the countdown of just dad being dead.
Yeah. Like, Norisuke's corpse in the body bag.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, I feel like you're probably right. I don't think we'll see more Jobin until, like, the climax of this. I don't want to say the part, because it's not confirmed, but the climax of, like, the whole countdown.
He will pop up every once in a while, maybe because of Mitsuba going back to the PTA meeting. I'm going to assume that's going to happen, especially with the one lady dying.
Yeah.
Especially by her husband that she doesn't know, but...
Yeah, Mitsuba hasn't really been, accounted for super recently, so it'll be interesting to see what she's been doing.
Yeah, and she's really on Tsurugi's side, not really Jobin. She's kind of like really caught off guard when Jobin wanted to have sex with her because of her nose that reminded him of Beatles.
Yeah, and he also brought the beetle to bed too, so that's naturally a creepy thing.
Fucking love
if your girlfriend brought a beetle to bed, how excited would you be to have sex?
That's so Jobin Hishikata, where you're just like doing weird bug stuff. Weird bug stuff. Fucking
what a creep. What a creep is
What a weird beetle man.
Who I love.
I wish his beetle was always on him or near him.
It could be. It's just always there. You just don't speak about it.
But any other predictions you want to make? Because that was the whole my speaking out of my ass.
No, I think I really said everything. I said it very quickly and concisely this time. I think the thing with this chapter is that it does the like pursuit sort of thing where we get like a scene. So we've had other chapters that have cut between several scenes and several characters, but with this one, it's like we get the little bit with the Higashikatas, and then it's just like, okay, a little bit of plot dump. We get a little foreshadowing.
Like the first time I think anyone in that family asked, "Where's Josuke?"
It is really funny to just see what's his name? The bad Joe. What's his name?
Joshu?
Joshu. It's funny to see Joshu like being accepted by humans and just like existing with other people.
Not asking to suck on his mom's nipples for breast milk. And not being disgusting and like, having like the tongue. But we still maybe we still don't know if that was happened to Jobin or not Jobin. Joshu did that with the whole tongue being unscrewed because some people think that's Tsurugi's.
Well, that was my epic fan theory.
Some people still think that too. We still have to figure out what's the Tsurugi. We still have
I think it's
Kaito
like,
stuff.
It's got to be like without a doubt that Tsurugi is the one. At least the way it's implied there, Tsurugi is totally controlling his stand.
It's who knows, man. Maybe the corpse part found its way to him. Because Johnny sacrificed everything for his child, and maybe this child that's supposed to be they want to break this curse.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen to.
I don't know. There's so much fun stuff. I have to say, this was a good chapter, and
especially with the running theme of parental sacrifices for your child. Yeah, it's a running theme in this part
for sure. So, it's kind of been just like heavily implied that Norisuke will die. And that just upsets me because I love him. He's my dad.
King Nothing himself.
He's literally my dad.
He's Uncle Phil.
So I'm still just like, are we supposed to assume that he's literally like gluing his legs together? That just does not make sense.
He's taping it and gluing it.
Why?
It's the power of flex tape.
We've seen him reassemble his entire body without tape before.
Imagine how powerful he had flex tape just to put on his body. How powerful he would like.
That's fucking funny.
It's literally like the Foo Fighters spray, but just glue himself into those things. He can literally.
I forgot about Foo Fighters, the heel spray.
Yeah, the one time they needed a healer in part 6, like, oh, we have Foo Fighter now. We just sheets plankton in there.
It's funny because at first they're like, oh, Jolene will just like suture up your wounds, and it's like, Like, I mean, technically that isn't healing.
And no, it's just like sewing up a wound. It's
but
not
plankton also doesn't heal.
Shut up. It works.
It's like, okay, put your wound out. I'm gonna sneeze in it. Just put a bunch of microorganisms in there that will do something, I guess.
I mean, yeah, we had Josuke that could just touch and heal you. We had Giorno that could make parts of you that would heal you, which means if you're missing like a part, like a piece of your kidney, like Giorno would just make that piece of your kidney that's has a hole in it, and
he knows exactly down to the cell how to make them combine properly.
I guess it just healers in JoJo are ridiculous, but it could be just like part 7 where you guess something spin heal maybe. I don't know. Johnny just drinks his tea.
Don't you remember Zombie Horse Sam?
I remember Johnny drinking tea to grow his nails again.
No, Zombie Horse was the thing that one of Gyro's friends sent him in like one of the first chapters. That was like a stand that was just supposed to be like stitches. That like,
That's
I don't
right.
know if it was a stand. It was just like stitches that would heal them.
I forgot about
which
that.
I think they literally used once. Yeah,
I completely.
How could you forget about Zombie Horse, Sam?
I remember Mountain Tim more than I remember that.
They're both early part 7 great inclusions.
There's a lot of stupid.
I do want to talk a little bit about Mamazuku.
What about him?
I think he's a really interesting character.
I like him. I like him being really antagonistic towards Yasho and just like not towards the JoJo, because we always get a character that's always antagonistic towards the JoJo, and at this time like the guy is attracted towards the Joe Bro than more so.
Yeah. So to me, the thing that I think is funniest, like at least that we see in this chapter, is he sees the news article that he and more so Josuke is the one recognized is like a criminal fugitive, and he's like, oh, I don't care about that. Like he's so
he lives on a ski lift. I don't think he needs to care about like anyone finding him, because no one's gonna check a ski lift. Like, oh, where does he live? I don't know. He's like homeless.
He's like the girl in Kiki's Delivery Service that lives in the woods, that's just completely disconnected with society and rationality, and she's just like, you know what? Not she. He has so much faith in Josuke. For some reason, he believes in Josuke so hard that he's not even worried about getting arrested.
And not Yasha, who's literally is the most like useful member of this team, who can find out literally anything about
especially for the thing that they want to know right now.
It says like it's silly.
I think he's a very funny character. Like not funny, but
she got the closest to getting the face of the doctor, because she ran to the bus and like got a really close picture of him. So she was close to getting like the information, the hack.
He's also I think he's such an interesting character because he's such a late inclusion.
He's a late inclusion. He became like an essential Joe Bro character for the main team.
Yeah,
and he just gets beaten up way too much.
I can't even like think of a similar.
Of a Joe Bro came in really late.
Yeah, like maybe you could compare him to. I wish I got the guy's name, but he's the other. He has the other like steel ball run spin.
Oh yeah, the other guy who knew.
He's the other like Italian executioner.
Yeah.
He has like the left side attacks.
Yeah,
that's his power. Actually, he's not a stand user.
He's a spin user.
He's a spin user. Yeah.
He may well be a stand user with a spin user.
He comes in really late, but he's also not like a Joe Bro. That's the thing.
He's not a Joe Bro. He's like
unlike Mamazuku.
He's like Hot Pants. He's like he's like the middle. Like they're neutral.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, the thing with Hot Pants is also introduced a little earlier. I remember
earlier, but she really comes in like she pops up every like so often kind of thing. But
it's not as like
where he's not on Valentine's side. He's not on Johnny's side. Not on Diego's side. It's just like he just there. He just does what he.
Do you think that he would ever betray Josuke? Do you think that his like
who knows
his blind like it's like a cover?
I think that depends on when we get to the fruit.
Yeah.
If that's what true colors. Maybe he really is a rock human for all we know. It's a weird unraveling rock human. I don't know.
I don't know if he's a rock human.
I don't know. He fought a rock human. Maybe he's like a renegade. I don't know. He's something related.
But I honestly, as you said though, like he is someone that would be very interested in the fruit, and he's being given an opportunity to get it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he betrayed Gabby. It'd be really weird though.
I feel like he just wants to see the fruit as like his main thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now
because Norisuke also knew him. So if we think Norisuke was like...
He was recommending him, right?
Yeah, but Norisuke also knew the architect. Yeah, so... I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't really trust anyone.
I don't know. It just...
Even Yasuo.
He's getting fucked up by everything, so I maybe he could be his own party, but he gets fucked up so much I don't think he'd be a threat to Josuke or anyone.
That would make him the perfect cover, though, because he's already, like, put his life on the line so many times.
I don't...
This is my new fan theory, guys. Momozuku is evil.
I don't think he's just there to show off stand abilities. I'm thinking... because Yasuo gets back after, Toru and everything, like, because she'll get a phone, some kind of information on the fruit because of took a picture on the phone, and once it's on the phone, it's everywhere apparently. It's on the cloud.
It's on the cloud.
It's on the cloud, she has access to the cloud, and she can get the picture, and like, oh, there's the fruit, let's go back to the house, and then that's when this whole showdown happens.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about this, because I found myself kind of just reading JoJoly and, like, just experiencing the plot points, and like looking back at JoJo and looking at character motivations, I think is really important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of thought is put into them sometimes. I think Part 5 is a really good example. Like, Bruno's motivations in particular, and how, like, he's altered by Giorno when he meets Giorno.
And then, you get the flashback of Bruno where it's like, okay, I can understand why he would be anti-drugs kind of thing.
Yeah, we get more fleshed out. But I think, and I don't know, I think it's really important, especially in this, where it's a more contemporary setting, so it's a little easier to kind of put yourself in the characters' positions.
All the character motivations, like in JoJo, going into their part, like, the main theme. Like, part 1, was to defeat Dio and put him to rest. Mm-hmm. 2 started out with just rescuing Speedwagon, then it became crazy after that.
Speedwagon.
Save him from the Nazis, and then it became
in Mexico.
And then Part 3, Holly. Part 4. But just find a serial killer because your nephew came in just like, oh yeah, we have to find a serial killer. Mm-hmm. And then, Part 5, of course, that we just went over. 6 was the, fix Jotaro.
Yeah. 6 is kind of like a re-examination of Part 3's, like, bloodlines. Like a family ties sort of theme. Part
7 was just Johnny wanting to learn to spin. And then it just exploded from just that. Just a horse race for the most part.
So... It's funny to compare Part 4 to Part 8 because...
We see Part 8 is just... He wants to get the fruit to save Holly.
Yeah.
And
there's much more of a, like, structure. Yeah. So, Gappy's whole thing is that he wants to save Holly. That's, like, the big thing for him.
Which is...
And think about, like, how Momozuku would feel. Like, does he care about Holly? Like, probably not. He probably wants the fruit for himself.
I wish they, like... he would get access to, like, these the more so Jofume memories, or so he can get more of that motivation to, or get for Holly. Because I feel like we need more connection to Holly. I feel because we haven't got much of that other than just the whole Jofume origin.
It is his half mother technically.
Yeah, I said, half mother, but he also has the whole like she basically saved him as a child kind of origins, and just like she basically was like a second mom or like a hero to him.
A second mom and a literal mom.
And a literal mom, half a mom, too. I just kind of wish they would go more into Holly or more stuff. Why I want.
You mean the main villain?
No, because she is such an important character in this, and she just had so little happen with her. She's just in the hospital. Like I hope they would do something when they're at the hospital with her, or at least visit.
Yeah,
and it doesn't happen.
It feels like her Part 8 character mirrors her Part 3 character, where she's in this state of
They said she did so much for everyone, but we don't see it where she does this so much, like act like a mom to Jotaro, but then just becomes like doesn't have anything. She can't handle a stand. Where this one I could feel it would handle a stand, but she had the memory problem.
How fucking awesome would it be if when Holly gets the first, she has a stand.
She has Star Platinum.
Oh my god!
How amazing reveal! It's
that would be fucking crazy.
Like the end of Part 7, but like better.
That would be fucking insane.
That's you're saying she's the villain. That's my reveal. That's my amazing moment. That's gonna make everybody jizz their pants.
She stops time.
How amazing! No, just Starfinger.
Just Starfinger.
Just Starfinger.
So okay, I kind of love that, but at the same time, like you can only
just a female Star Platinum, not Star. It's gonna just Star Platinum with tits.
What's the term? There's an expression I can't think of. It's like you can only skin a cat once. Like you can only
the JoJo fanbase would eat that shit up.
They would, but I also hate the JoJo fanbase.
I know you do, but
the world reveal at the end of Steel Ball Run was like the greatest JoJo like callback fan service moment ever. You can't really do it again without me just feeling like it was done already. Like okay, Unless it's done, as you said, like, if they make it a girl and she only has Starfinger, that will be interesting.
They're just 5 fingers, just all Starfinger.
It impales Jobin and Mitsuba and everyone's brains.
All the enemy forces she gets on and just goes, this is, like, I saved it, you're welcome.
That'd be like an epic Game of Thrones scene where every character dies at the same time.
Like, everybody in the hospital just is, like, Starfingering everyone. She goes crazy because the fruit just has this weird side effect of her like, going mentally crazy and just Starfingering everyone.
It would be cool, but I would have reservation as I don't know. I would feel like it would be like a thing. Okay, we already did this before.
Get Holly versus Kaito. So
that'd be cool. That'd be fucking cool. Mom versus mom.
Versus Mitsuba.
Mom versus
three-way
mom.
dance.
Mom v mom v mom.
Yeah, amazing. Because like I think another thing with like bringing Ojiro back, I'm thinking the Kaito's gonna come back and she's gonna have a standoff with Mitsuba. That's my prediction. I still think it's gonna happen.
She needs to come back soon. Yeah. She hasn't been in it so long.
He's gonna keep bringing back characters and then kind of a whole thing like what will you do for your child kind of thing like with her. That's my money on. I really want that to happen.
I think for me the big moment is like when is Tsurugi going to start turning to stone? Like, when is the big trigger going to... I mean, we've kind of seen, like, preludes from it.
Or when is he gonna go into that... completely go with the blackout when he, like, goes crazy kind of thing, or, like, stuff happens?
That'll probably be before.
Yeah, because that's what happens when he... It looked like that happened when he see the body... He looks at the body in the body bag.
Yeah, because, we have... As I think he said in the last chapter, or the chapter before that, he's been, like, blacking out, and... His stand is kind of working on its own. People
thinking like, Diavolo kind of thing.
That's the vibe that I got from.
He is the Doppio. He's just gonna take his shirt off and just be a really ripped guy.
A big man.
He's gonna be a really ripped.
What if he took his shirt off and he was actually just Ozone Baby or Poor Tom? He was just Poor Tom.
We get to Holly. She gets out of bed like, "What's in me?" And this Poor Tom crawls out and skitters away.
Good thing. All right. Also, Mitsuba is pregnant, by the way.
Don't forget about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's a weird baby that she put back together.
Yeah, inside her body.
She put the arrows back in the body. Get back in there.
Oh, that's like the grossest thing I've ever imagined.
Well, that baby's gonna be fine though.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
I think that's one thing I need to keep remembering is that Mitsuba is pregnant. And not forget it, because I haven't thought about it until just
Maybe
now.
Rocky will forget.
Don't you dare. I'll beat your ass.
Shoot the baby right in the Kaito. It's like, it's your problem now.
Oh my god. What if Gappy has to... She puts the baby in Gappy and he has to give birth to
This is going to be the weirdest JoJo abortion ever.
Jesus
Christ. The first abortion in JoJo.
I think we've seen abortions in JoJo before. I would not be surprised if we've seen one already.
Do you count part 6? When they have a green baby.
I was thinking a green baby first.
I mean, a green baby, and then what else happened?
Maybe there hasn't been an abortion.
Baby face?
No, it wasn't an abortion.
It's just more of the baby.
All right, we've been saying that too many times. I don't want to keep saying that word. It feels bad.
So, what's your favorite JoJo abortion?
No. This is not the podcast for
What about part 7? When she had the Jesus head in her...
Oh my god, yes, you're right. You figured it out, Sam.
I win.
That literally did happen, yeah. She was pregnant.
With the head of Jesus.
What's her name? Susie Steele was pregnant.
Yeah. The 14-year-old. Thanks, Araki.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Araki.
Alright, do you have anything else to say? No. I've enjoyed this little freeform discussion.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of this weird context JoJo that comes from this chapter.
I like the idea of, because I feel like we went through the chapter really quick. Yeah. I like the idea of going into some character stuff sometimes when we think there's important developments.
What thing are you hoping that's going to happen that you're most excited for, that you're pretty sure is going to happen? Like, if they say, I think Mitsuba Kaito is really going to happen, that's like...
Gappy and Yasuo kissing.
And nothing too obvious.
I want Gappy and Yasuo to kiss on screen.
Kissing in JoJo that's not like...
creepy weirdness.
No, Dio stealing or just being a real
Dio, yeah. The first part of JoJo had a kiss in it.
Remember when Caesar kissed that woman, but Joseph put like a bird
in her mouth?
In her mouth. Oh no! Then Jotaro kissed the nurse that one time to get what's it called?
I forgot
Hairpin green out of her.
Oh, that's right, he did. Yeah, okay, we've already found a kiss in every part so far. I'm sure we can find one in part 4 if we try hard enough.
I guess did Koichi kiss?
Oh no, I found it. I figured it out. Rohan licked the spider.
That doesn't count.
It's a French kiss.
Did
he French kiss the spider?
Did Koichi kiss Yasho?
I don't think so.
And then part 5, I don't
Bruno licked.
That's a lick. It's not a kiss.
It's an Italian kiss, Sam.
Not how that works.
That's how they kiss in Italy.
I was looking at as much romance as in part 6. Is there any kissing?
I don't think so.
As much as like the weird one-sided romances that are in part 6.
Yeah, every character pretty much.
And then
I don't think so. Part 7 I don't think any kissing either. All right.
Yeah. An actual romance of two established characters in JoJo, will that happen? And not just like a battle action or like an evil action that gets like...
I don't know. I love Yasuo so much. She's like my favorite JoJo character.
She's too good for Gabby. Gabby doesn't deserve her.
I think, the problem with Josuke is he has like an identity crisis. And his whole existence is identity crisis.
I really wish they laid more into the identity stuff, like him getting to know the identities that are part of him, because he is basically a new person. He's more so Jofume. They don't go into the whole. Yeah,
he's definitely a new person. Like I don't think it's fair to call him Jofume
he is more
Kira.
Jofume, but still, and we still have the other girl that was friends with them that disappeared.
Carrera?
Yeah.
Well, she shouldn't, like, disappear. She just hasn't been in it in a while. But she hasn't really been super relevant, because she showed up to, like, explain the whole Deimos shit, I think, if I recall correctly. Yeah, and to explain, like, hey, we used to be friends. Yeah. We always used to be friends together.
I don't know. I would love to... I don't know. Some of these characters should be popping back up. Like, it's weird that Ojiro popped up before she...
It feels like we're really just in, like, go time. It's like every chapter is, like, important.
These characters will pop up. I think
I'd like for that to happen, but knowing how part 4 ended, where there was a million characters and only a handful showed up, I wouldn't hold my breath.
Only after something major would happen, before something major would happen, like, oh hey, crew of people who were evil that I just beat up and then became good. Like
all my favorite characters.
Remember when Shingeki died and we didn't care at the very end? We saw like everybody.
They were all happy that he was gone.
You little shit. So anything else?
No, I think, so to answer your question seriously, I really just want to see, like, a real confrontation between Josuke and Joben. Like,
it is going to happen, but yeah, you are excited to see that.
That's one of those things, because, like, I like Josuke. He's not my favorite JoJo.
I
think he has a lot of potential.
I like his halves a lot. I thought they were fucking cool and...
yes,
in all the flashbacks they were in.
Josuke has like one of the best designs in my opinion. Every time I see Josuke,
is a really cool stand.
Even his like character design. Yeah. Every time I see him, I just feel like happiness inside my body.
Yeah, it's just he doesn't. I don't think he does much like character wise, and especially these last bunch of parts where he just kind of like divides him. And he goes, "What? Huh?" And like everyone else around him is guiding him, and not he's like. He's being molded by everyone around him.
Kind of. I think that's...
Because the Planetpator's been doing that, been dragging him around, like, trying to tell him that you gotta do this, don't care about her. And, Yasuo was, like, kind of working with him for the most part, but, like, Planetpator's kind of just, like, pushing him to this, like, you gotta do this with me.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fair. I think that his, like, in JoJo, a lot of the time, the art really, kind of establishes the character. Yeah. So like the way that Gappy is drawn and the way that his expressions,
this is the best
they show his like he's kind of got this like innocent side to him, but he's also like
the best cruel. Art in any JoJo part. Like
it's for sure,
great. You get so much the faces alone. Like Jim has used these faces in thumbnails, and they're just that freaking good, and like the shading and everything, but.
Gorgeous. Araki is a master of his craft, and every time I look, I weep. I weep at how shitty my art. Weep. How my terrible art will never be as good as Araki's.
So, leave your comment about what thing you're pretty sure is going to happen that you're really excited to see.
Yeah, what event, what character conflict or scene are you anticipating heavily?
Yes, you made it 50 minutes into this.
Hell yeah.
We had a lot of discussion.
This was I enjoyed our little discussion here.
For sure the chapter we got a lengthy discussion.
I think it was pretty productive.
Yes.
It made me think of things, especially, I really think that Mamazuku is going to be like one of the most important characters in JoJolion.
I'm going to say when the next chapter starts, the jail cells are shut in their faces. And it cuts the Yasuo.
Also, another question, because it's a little ambiguous. What do you think the trigger for what's his name, Akafume, the old man, the TG head doctor.
Yes.
What do you think the head doctor's stand trigger is? Do you think it's the closing of the door? Do you think it's him, Gappy, saying, "Okay, let's go"?
The door. I think it might be the door.
My expert deduction skills think it's the door opening, similar to how we saw with Born This Way. But then again, Araki doesn't really like to reuse the same stand gimmicks.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily put all my eggs in that basket.
Head doctor's name is Akafu Satoru.
Okay, Akafu Satoru.
Akafu. But everybody's gonna call him the head doctor. But yeah.
We have to fight against those, our bestial urges, and we have to use their real hiragana names, Sam. Their real Japanese names.
People who know anything about this show, I can't pronounce shit.
That's not something to be proud of.
I am very proud. Speech classes did jack shit for me.
All right. Do you want to
wrap it up?
Send us out? Yeah.
So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you much.
Thank you much.
Where else can we listen to this podcast?
Well, first, before you listen to other places, you can like.
Yes.
If you're listening on YouTube, you can like it. If you're on iTunes listening, you can leave a review. Be very helpful. Subscribe to our channel. Also, it'd be very helpful. Same name.
Yeah, Joe Kakaka.
Yeah, so leave a comment on that with your question if you want to.
Whatever sort of comment fields there are on any website.
And
enter.
Other places to listen to are, I think, your Stitcher. Is Spotify one?
Spotify is one.
Spotify is one. iTunes, of course. And anything else I'm mentioning?
No, just those three. It's really weird because I've Google searched our name, our podcast name before.
Yeah.
And there's these weird Russian bot fucking shit that will take podcasts and re-upload them on these weird websites that have incomprehensible names, but it redirects to YouTube. It's really weird. So yeah, if you're a weird Russian robot, find us on zikiblubla.ru.
A Russian
or Chinese robot. It's really strange.
One of those countries that's famous for bots. Yes, and thank you very much for listening. I think we finished up our part 5 anime review, so you can check that out.
Yeah, if you had been following along, I know not all of our listeners do, at least on YouTube, but we do a part 5. Well, we did a part 5 anime podcast where we did every arc. We would do a little discussion. We just did a final spoiler cast for all of the part 5 anime, and we kind of go into our feelings on how different the manga is to the anime, what we think was better and worse, and it's pretty fun. It's really long.
It's long.
If you have a long car ride to go on, put that on, I guess.
Or need some background noise.
If you're doing dishes like me, whenever I need podcasts to listen to, it's just me cooking or doing dishes.
Or me playing Monster Hunter, I need something to listen to. So, and anything, and just Hunter x Hunter stuff with other various animes on the channel, so you can take a listen to.
Yeah, take a look at the playlist.
Yeah. So, I think thank you very much. And I think next month will be chapter 90.
Chapter fucking 90.
I know, we're 90 fucking chapters in the JoJo.
Okay, oh my god, I forgot to mention. This is important, Sam.
Yes.
As of today, we've been doing Joe Kaka for 2 years.
Wow.
This is our 2-year anniversary, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll add another ka on to the end of the channel.
Every year we add a new ka.
Yes.
Isn't it crazy? I just want to talk about that really quick. Isn't it fucking crazy?
Yeah, we started just doing anime reviews about
shitty cat girl podcast.
Not all. Some of them were great though. I don't regret doing a lot of those. So
they were fun. If you have no idea what we're talking about, we used to do a terrible podcast. Don't listen to it.
I mean, people like the Tigra one because you guys were drunk and I was sober.
But no. So yeah, we've been doing so. So one thing I do want to do, if you're still fucking this far into the podcast, I kind of want to do a yearly review for JoJolion every year, where in December at the end of the year we
talked about that, doing that.
Yeah, we never did it, and I want to do it. Maybe starting this year.
We can.
Where we talk about how the arc or how the part has progressed in that 12 months.
And how crazy, we started doing because you started reading JoJo when we were still doing that early stuff, and we just did spoiler cast. Because I read it all, and you were still going through it, so you kind of did.
Yeah, because I started after I finished watching part 4.
Yeah.
So that would have been in the summer of. Yeah, it would have been right before because that summer I read through all of.
We reviewed 5, 6, 7,
8.
and 7. Then we did a giant part 8 to catch up to where we were, which I think was Urban Gorilla. I think we
started with Urban Gorilla. That was the first arc that we started doing, which is crazy to think. It feels so recently, but also so long ago.
I know. And then what else is there? It's crazy. And then
so yeah, I just wanted happy anniversary to us.
Yeah,
we did it.
We still need to do the first 4 parts. I'm thinking like since part 3 is like that long, I think a good idea if we're gonna review it, we read it. We can just do it by arc since you know.
Could. I wouldn't be opposed
every
to that.
chapter is named for the pretty much by each stand. And I was like, that may be easier on you since I know you.
I was thinking too, because like we won't have. So I know that we had some people that enjoyed our part 5 and parts, and I think it would be nice to have something that would be pretty consistent. Because we're only going to be, from my understanding, we're only really going to be doing consistently monthly uploads for Joe Kakaka now.
Yeah. We've had, music, occasional stuff maybe sprinkled in whenever we feel like something we want to talk about. And
then there's the hiatus months we like to do, the Rohans and such.
Yeah, especially when 2 Rohan OVAs got announced.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
At the confessional.
Even we can talk about all the Ghibli movies we've seen and how we rank them, because we got some opinions on that.
It'd be fun to do like a 90-hour-long video where we just rank all the Ghibli movies and talk about them all.
Where you talk about how disappointing the Howl movie Castle was. And Kiki's, which I really want Kiki's to be good. But we have Totoro come up in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, fuck, did Millennium Master... Well, okay, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, so we'll have some, we'll see. So, we don't know what's going to come up next, because I think...
I'm expecting the next thing that we're going to be releasing is probably just going to be the next Joe Kakaka. Unless we do something fun.
Yeah, we'll see.
I want to do a Dr. Stone talk, but you have to read the manga first.
Yeah, I'm watching Dr. Stone, and I'm reading Fire Force.
Hell yeah.
Which I'm really...
I really just want to read Fire Force.
I've been enjoying reading and watching it, because some stuff they do change I like in the anime a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Alright, we need to end this or I'm going to fucking kill myself.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. Oh, also, the one last plug. You can follow on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
So that helps.
So yeah, check the description. Our Twitter is Joe Kakaka Podcast.
At the channel Twitter, I think Jim has like each.
We're both listed on.
Yeah, we're both listed on there. If you just want to follow us for our meme or shit posting and meme posting.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for listening. Then.
Thank you so much. I love you very much. I appreciate every comment and like, and I read them all.
Thank you very much, and I don't.
Bye.
Bye.